In this episode, we're fitting a genuine Nissan part to my Intech VCT Turbo.
You're watching MotoringBox, proudly supported by Century Batteries.
And it promises, if you believe 20-year-old forum posts, it promises to be the same as this VCT Solenoid here found on the front of the Intech VCT. Now mine, as you'll see, is starting to leak oil, and that is a common problem with these VCT solenoids. Obviously only the Intech VCTs have this problem because they're the only ones with the solenoid. But yeah, this Nissan part promises to be identical to that one. And it only cost me about $250. Ow. So yeah, let's crack it open and have a look. So as with anything I do here, I'm doing it without much research, but hopefully getting this little solenoid off should be fairly easy. Now mine is actually leaking through the end of this electrical connector, so you can actually see oil in this plug. So it's somehow coming through the whole solenoid and then coming out there. So there's obviously some seals and whatnot inside which have failed. And yeah, I don't have a spanner big enough to get around this, so it's probably going to need to be a shifter. You could probably use a socket, you know. Fear that it is going to mar up. Not that it matters about the surface of this one, but the new one, you definitely don't want to sort of mar it up at all. Well, that was fairly easy. So let's have a look. Let's get a cloth, just in case there's any oil, because this solenoid does control oil flow. You've got oil coming in through here, and I think when it's powered, which is below like 3000 RPM-ish, it blocks the oil flowing through, and then when it's unpowered, it lets the oil flow through and it adjusts the position of the cam, something like that. Again, I'm not technical in that regard. I don't know much about it. So your guess is as good as mine. So there is a bit of oil popping out. We'll have to try clean that up after. But there she is. So let's get this over on the bench and we'll compare it to the genuine Nissan part. Oh, very mysterious. It's got some kind of an oil on it as well, just to avoid corrosion. Oh, it looks different. It is different. No. In some aspects, it looks similar. This one has this extra sort of bit here on the end, but the ports aren't lined up either. Let me zoom you in and have a look at it. I possibly have been given wrong information from that forum post 20 years ago. Like everything down here looks the same, like the seal, the thread here, but everything from there up is different. These holes here are kind of roughly lined up with the holes on the old one, but yeah, the entire diameter here, you know, it steps in, out, in, like the larger diameters here look to be roughly the same as this one, but yeah, this one steps in a couple of places. And I don't know this bit on top, like what's all that about? This is a pain. Everything else is the same, look at that. Someone said this works. Do I trust it? Considering it's longer, is that even gonna fit? I guess we just gotta try it, haven't we? Do we try it? Let's try it.
Now my camera decided to stop recording at this point, but installing the new sensor was the exact reverse of removing the old one, so you'll have to watch this instead.
Something on the front of the engine here doesn't sound smooth, and I was just looking at it. The harmonic balancer was kind of didn't look like it was spinning 100% true. It is something I've never replaced on this engine, so it might be something we need to do. All right, thanks to the magic of video editing, I can confirm this VCT solenoid works perfectly. I've driven the car for a few days and it has worked flawlessly. I even found a post on a Japanese website, which I translated, where a guy was actually changing the VCT sensor out on an SR20 turbo engine. And you can even see his old one looks the same as my old one and the new one looks the same as my new one. So he swapped his out, it worked perfectly too. So even though they look different, they appear to be fully interchangeable. So that's been sorted out. I've got a harmonic balancer on the way, so let's get that sorted out too.
I'm a shy deer in the headlights. She's coming over and I'm just standing there like.
Now thankfully on an AU this is not the toughest job in the world if you've got a specialised harmonic balancer puller tool. This is about $150 and I've had to do it on the BA Falcon before. I was almost going to sell it in the past, luckily I didn't because I need it again.
You can take me high.
Now to remove the bolt on the harmonic balancer, you can't actually do it on an automatic gearbox car just by putting, if I can get it on there, just by putting your wrench on there because the whole engine is going to turn. So a slightly dodgy method of doing it, slightly dangerous, is to get a really long wrench or like a breaker bar and rest it on the side of the frame here. And then what you want to do is bump this thing on the starter, just briefly, momentarily, to turn the engine. And look at that, it's loose.
Give me bad lines, give me butterflies, give me anything, cause I'm down for you right now. Yeah.
Alright, so our new balancer has turned up and I've just gone for a stock spec power bond one. Because realistically, for the amount of power that this engine will be producing, I think it's going to handle it just fine.
Feels like I can fly. Think I'm gonna break the ceiling. I just wanna keep this feeling. So you can't take me. Yeah. You can't take me.
You can still hear it a little bit. I wonder if it's the power steering pump or the water pump. All right, we'll have to monitor that. Scope creep as well. I'm actually replacing an engine mount. I've already done this one during the turbo conversion. Passenger side one, I'm going to throw the car up on ramps and just see if we can swap that one out too.
You can't take me.
Okay, we're back again. It's the next day, and I was editing the footage that you just saw last night, and that noise when that engine was running, I wasn't happy with it. I knew I was going to cop that in the comment section for not investigating that further. Is the engine hurt? Is there a problem with it? I'm still convinced it's something on the front here, one of the pulleys or one of the accessories spinning, making that noise. But we're going to come back right now and find out what it is. So I've got the thermo fans out again. I've taken the belt off, and what we're going to do is start the engine with the belt off. So nothing apart from the balancer is going to be spinning. So let's do that and have a listen. That's a relief. Sounded perfect. So something spinning on the front here is making that horrendous sound. And already I can see something. Have a look at this pulley here. See this wear mark? If you spin it around, that wear mark is changing. It probably sounds different when it's rolling here versus when it's touching here, if you know what I mean. The only other smooth pulley we've got down here is this one. Let's have a look. See, that's got the same kind of uneven wear on it too. Now, I did actually find the old pulleys which came off this car back in the day. I'm pretty sure I swapped them because they were squeaking. One of them was anyway. So I reckon I might just keep these spare and I might leave these pulleys as they are and just see how it goes with time. I reckon it was sounding better when I changed the balancer. I think it was a little bit quieter. You could still hear it, of course, but it was quieter than it was. I reckon it'll be all right. Let's see how it goes long term. We are out in the Turbo AU Fairmont and the car is really happy. Out of all the things we did, number one, VCT Solenoid, seems perfect. The car's driving, behaving exactly as it did before. We did the harmonic balancer too. Haven't noticed any difference apart from a slight reduction in that weird noise. But again, good bit of preventative maintenance. It needed to be done, if not now, but in the near future. But yeah, it's been done now. And the engine mount. We had a weird creaking sound. Sometimes when you come on boost and the engine would sort of twist up, you'd get this creaking noise through the engine bay somewhere. That's kind of disappeared a bit. Well, I haven't heard it at all. So hopefully that fixes the problem. It's actually laps night here in Ipswich tonight, so we might just cruise down and have a look. It does mean that there's some hot cars on the road. There's some kind of Magna having a go. I don't know if it's a Rally Art Turbo one or not. Nah, it's just a normal one. Might be a bit of fun down here tonight. We'll just go down and have a look. And it just means that even half throttle, you're just destroying regular cars. It's crazy. I know a Lancer is not something you should be gloating about killing, but it just does it so effortlessly that, yeah, it's just hilarious. Not going to do a full lap, we'll just go through the main set of lights and we'll turn around and we'll head back. It is a great night though, like it's great to see, I've said this before, but the amount of people that turn up, even though you're not meant to park under Coles because they don't like it, but they're all parking under Coles. That's it guys. How good's this thing running? Considering I tuned it myself. Pretty awesome, I think. I'm pretty stoked. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, leave me a thumbs up, give me a like, drop a comment. Yeah, bit by bit, this car's getting better and better. Can't wait to see where it ends up, see how much power it makes. We've got to do that soon, I know. So thanks for watching, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.